Hello, everybody. Hi, Elaine. I'm sorry that you're not feeling well. I hope it goes away. I hope you don't have one of those big allergy things. I know that usually pressure behind my eyes, it's sinus problem. I've been trying to prepare some stuff, but I've been mostly outside this morning too because I'm trying to do whatever still needs to be done in the garden before we get the over 10-day stretch of 100 degrees and above, because this coming week we are supposed to get heat indexes of 108 and even more. I mean, with temperatures like 104, 105. So, yeah, it's not. So, I've been trying to set stuff in such a way that I put extra soaking hoses and extra dishes for the birds, but it's been horrible and I'm a little tired, so I am going to try and go through this. I didn't manage to get everything ready, and as I said, I'm still trying to work on some stuff. What's keeping me is that I got another one of remember I told you that I would get this it's called it's an idiopathic thing, and it's called dyshydrotic eczema. And supposedly with me it happens, Lynn, it happens because of stress, but besides the heat and the whatever's going on in today's society, I haven't been more stressed than otherwise. And the thing is that the way it manifests is I get, and it's only on my fingers and mostly on the right hand, which is a bummer because I'm severely right-handed. I get these, what do I call it, fluid-filled little blisters that I'm not supposed to poke, and they are a little bit painful, not a lot, but I have a pretty high resistance to pain, so I don't know if they really are painful or not. And then I have to wait for them to dry out, and once they dry out, the skin starts peeling, but that's when it starts getting bad, because when I touch certain things, see, like I still have some here and the skin is peeling here, and there's another one that's going to start peeling, and it hurts when certain substances go. The polymer clay doesn't cause it, but like alcohol that I use to clean my hands or the lava soap, that hurts on the areas where the skin started peeling. So yeah, I'm with the Gold Bond cream all the time. So I thought of playing a little bit with some of polyclayplay's cutters and do a few things. I know that I did this kind of stuff before, but she's got so many cutters that it's not like something that can be, it's something that you can do all the time and you can never run out of ideas. Just a second, let me get this. As I said, I didn't manage to get everything ready that I was planning on. So give me just a second to get these through the machine. Okay, so this was an older Skinner blend. As you can see, it's not fully, totally mixed. but you don't want it to be fully totally mixed, because we are going to actually, I'm showing you just a few ideas of what you can do with it. As if you got any of polyclay sorry, polyclay plays cutters, you know that they have all kinds of designs. I mean, besides the plain cutters like these, right? The cutters with a hole in the middle that you can get just the frame. She also has the cutters with all kinds of patterns, like for example this one or this one. What I'm the most interested in, and in this I'm going to do in this video, is the one using the ones that have all kinds of designs. And I just want to show you a few ideas of using these. And I'm going to use various stuff that I already have, right? And by the way, she's got this, I think I showed you before, but she's got this that I'm really considering doing something with one of my full gemstone things. If you are new to my channel, if you go to my channel and you click on playlists, I have tried to arrange all my already uploaded videos into playlists to make things easier to find. And there is a whole playlist called for fall gemstones, and then there is another list that's just for fall turquoise. I have quite a bit of fall turquoise tutorials, but what I know I showed you this before, and it can be absolutely fabulous if you want to do a fall turquoise. You have the full tiered cutters for a full necklace that would come even lower on your chest, not just the bib type necklace. And this can work absolutely gorgeous with turquoise, with full malachite, with absolutely, but that one is a members only, with full dendritic agate. But it can work with any kind of fall gemstone. But we are not going to do anything with these today. I am going to put them back in here. This is the way that they fit the best. And actually, you can put them all inside of the other. Hey, I think, no, you cannot. You cannot put them all, but most of them. I thought that I had put them all together. Hold on a second. If you go, okay, let me show you. So, if you go to my channel, and if you click here, I hope I did go, yeah. If you click here on more, there will be all my links, and this is the polyclayplay affiliate, that whenever you buy something from there, I will get a small credit. I don't get money, I just get store credit, and that allows me to buy, when I get enough, to buy gift certificates for giveaways. But yeah, I'm going to put the link in the chat as well. If you give me a second. So this is the click for my affiliate link. And as I was saying, if you have bought any of her cutters before, and I'm talking about the cutters with any kind of pattern on them, you have noticed that the pattern is not as deep as the cutter. What does that mean? That means that if you want the pattern on it, so you can use these two ways. You can use it as just plain cutters, or you can use them as cutters with a pattern. If you want the pattern, your clay has to be thicker than, see this little difference, has to be thicker than this, because if it's not thicker than this, the pattern will just sit above the clay and it will not imprint in the clay at all. So let's grab this one, because I think, oh, maybe even this one might look good. Let's see if I can set it. Yeah, I think that if I set this one like this, it should work right. And to make sure, because I'm going to do a shaved mokumegane, but what I want to be sure is, because see, I have a little bit of a line thingy going on here, and I want to make sure that that line thingy comes out on the right of, okay, let me get this, on the right of where the pattern starts, so that this area will all be this color, and the Skinner blend, dirty Skinner blend, will be, yeah, I don't know why you saw that it loads from me. If you click on the link in the chat, does it work? And all the Skinner blend will be on this side. So in order to make sure that I'm going to get my cutter placed properly after I cover this with a different color, because I won't be able to see it, right? I did a small little cut that I am going to use as a guide. So then I'm going to take a little bit of black, and I mean, you can take black, you can take a white. Actually, let me get a white pearl, because I think it might be more interesting with a white pearl than if I can find a white pearl. And as I said, I have to get everything back to the point. I had to go in my craft room through and I'm not completely done, through a very deep cleaning of the carpet, because with all kinds of stuff laying around and the cats, this is the room in which I did not rake properly and I did not wash the carpet. You know, I have one of those carpet washers, but I did not do this in a long time, and I got tired of not being able, if I drop something on the floor, I'm not able to use it because it's all full of finnegans here. So I started doing that. I'll probably not be able to finish until after the heat wave. I don't like to use heavy electricity power tools when the AC is going. Because, you know, old house, I know that the whole electric system was replaced in 2011, but it's been 15 years, you know. And I definitely don't want... Why does it do that? I have no idea. Maybe it's in your browser settings. It's probably your browser not allowing your not allowing redirects. Because I know I'm using the exact thing that she sent me. I mean, I'm not... Are you trying this with your PC or with your phone? Okay, and actually I want this a little bit even thinner. Let me see. I need to reach. Okay, here's a trick to get all your stuff thinner. Let me clean it a little bit. You know the Salon Pass plasters for backache and stuff? If you go to the Dollar Tree, so if you go to the Dollar Tree, you'll find these for, it's like $1.29, because it's not $1 anymore, it's $1.29. For I forgot if it's 2 packs or 3 packs. Anyway, those plasters are sandwiched between these two of these sheets, and depending on how thin you want your clay, because the problem is that, yeah, you can try doing them thinner with your roller, and you can gently pull of them, but they can break, you know, especially if you don't have a lot of control on your hands, or if you're not a very patient person. Yeah, no, it's probably the browser settings on your phone. I'll have to check on my phone to see if that's the same thing. Okay. And as I was saying, you can place your clay depending on how thin you want. If you want it super thin sandwich in between two of these. If not, use just one. I'm going to use just one, and because I don't want it to get stuck, you'll notice that these are shinier on one side and not so shiny on the other side, exactly like the wax paper. Make sure that you put the shiny side towards the clay. And this is very helpful for several things. Number one, for stamped mokumegane, when especially when you are like me, we don't have a lot of strength in your hands, so you cannot press very hard. Then you need your top layer of clay to be super thin, so you'll be able to punch through it with your stamp, or in this case, your patterned cutter. Then it's also very useful when it comes to flower petals, as well as clothing for dolls. Okay, and I don't know if you notice that I changed the speed on my machine, exactly because I don't want to break it. And I'm going to try and do it even thinner with some, honestly, I'm using some wax paper. You can use wax paper as well, but it's not as it can wrinkle. It's not as good as these things. So usually I don't like to put wax paper through the machine. Okay, I'll call you after this is done and figure out what's going on. Okay. Alrighty, so I'm very gently pressing it. The thing is that you'll have to let it out after a while, because if it gets stuck on everything, it won't be able to move and thin out. All right, now I'm going to be very, very careful. And there you go. And see, the top thing about it is that you'll get an absolutely fabulous shine. So let me press this on here. And there we go. And after I did this, making sure I didn't catch any air bubble, I'm going to cover it again with this. And do a little bit of rubbing, so it's like if I was burnishing. And now I can use the cutter. Now you see why I wanted to do this. And I am going to press as hard as possible. One thing I know that with me, no matter how hard I press, I'm not going to go through all of it. So I am going to do a little bit of this so it would be easier. It's just because my hands are not what they used to be. Remember, I have a lot of nerve damage in my hands. I know, Elaine, were you the ones who was stepping on them? Because I know one of my clay friends told me that in order to get a proper stamp on, she had the tile on her floor, and she was actually stepping on it. Okay, I guess I did do a pretty good cut. But this helps me. And besides, don't forget that you can always use a little bit of sandpaper. Don't fret too much about the edges, because once it's baked, you can use some sandpaper and make beautiful, perfect edges. Now the problem is to remove it. I should have put, I forgot to put, you're supposed to put Armor All on it, and I forgot. Now let's hope I did enough. And we are going to shave. I'm getting one of these beautiful shaving things. And as usual, wiping the blade all the time. Now I have this fairly stuck to the tile, so I don't have to worry about it. And make sure that my blade is nicely Armor All wiped. And let's shave. I don't want to go all the way. I still want some of this beautiful pearl to show up. And because that skinner blend was folded on top of each other, is going to create even more Mokumegane stamped effects. Let me try and not necessarily refocus, but zoom in so you can see better what I'm doing. Yeah, it's beautiful. All of them are pretty much. Okay, this is better. You can see better what I'm doing. Just don't forget to wipe your blade every time you do a shaping. I don't want this in a line here. I don't mind it showing from here and there, but not in a line. There we go. This should be just perfectly enough. And again, the other thing that needs to be done is burnishing. And again, don't forget that even if it's not perfectly cut, you can do this with a piece of sandpaper and do a flawless edge. And obviously you can put resin on it. If you put resin on it, and if you're using the Chinese type UV resin, I suggest that you first resin and then you bake, because that way you'll avoid, of course, this will be on a tile, stuck on a tile, but that way you'll have the clay adhering to the baking tile and not lift when the resin starts doming up and starts pulling on the edgings. And for anybody who's new, yes, you can bake Chinese UV resin, but only the Chinese UV resin, not the American one. Okay, so this is pretty much how it looks like. I'm going to turn it around and place it on as I said, it goes on a baking tile. All this beautiful pearl is going to show up more once the UV resin is cured. The only places I'm insisting on cleaning are here, because here in this specific corner would be hard to insert sandpaper. But everywhere else you have absolutely no issues. You can also bake it first. Make sure that you do not remove it from the tile, and you can, if you want all that beautifulness of the pearl to show off more, you can do like with a 600 grit, go over it and then wash it and apply the resin. You can also do this type of dirty skinner blend with pearlescent or metallic clay. I mean, you can try doing, if you want something that would look absolutely totally fabulous, grab some and I'm talking about Cernit. With Cernit, it would look the best. Grab some translucent Cernit with some metallic Cernit, and that would be, let me see what would be. But of course, you can do this with Primo as well. I'm just trying to recommend you the proper where is the Cernit metallics, the proper color. Okay, so you want the magenta, and you can even try the pink gold. It would look beautiful. And I know there's another metallic-y. You can try the pearl, Cernit pearl with magenta as well, and you can try with the pink. It would look beautiful. And of course, Cernit has the white pearl as well. So this would be with one of them. Now let's see and try a different effect. Just a second, let me close my stuff here. And I'm going to use the exact same thing, but give me a second to get it through the machine again. And I don't have enough here, so now, to get more of this effect, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get this on a very thin setting. The thinnest setting on the machine. And let me see. I'm going to use this cutter now. So this would be about the size of it. As you can see, it's a super dirty thing. And then I'm going to treat the white pearl exactly the same as I did before. Actually, might need, or might not. No, I don't really need another piece of pearl. Then the same as before, using a pinch of Armor All. And when I say a pinch, I mean a pinch. You notice that I wiped off some of it the first time. Hi, Kalyana, how's it going? Because you only need a slight film of it. And let's get this here. And then go on the low speed on the machine. And then I'm going to grab some of this, and I'm not getting more because I don't want to have something to wipe with, all right? And I'm going to give it more of a thinning. And there we go. And it wants to stick to the wax paper. That's why I wanted to, I put some, a little film of Armor All on it. I want it to be well stuck there. And now I can remove it. Oops. Excuse me. Getting rid of the extra, so I don't get confused when I place the cutter. And once again, a little bit of burnishing. I'm gonna just use this. Now, because we want for the white pearl to be well stuck to the underlying dirty Skinner blend. And the fact that we stacked that Skinner blend, as I said, will give an extra effect. Now this one I'm not going to forget the Armor All, because I know I had issues before with this, taking the cutter out, because it's got these tiny ones here. So there we go. Let's see. How well did I cut it? Approximately. Now, don't get me wrong, these are among the best cutting 3D. If you remember in the beginning of the cutters, 3D printers, cutters made with a 3D printer, the biggest issue was that they weren't sharp enough to do a good cut. And then they got better, and among all the 3D cutters I've used, Trish's are the best. Is just the fact that I do not have enough hand strength to press hard enough, as hard as it is needed to cut through properly. Alrighty, now just pressing it in really good. And let me zoom in again so you can see all the prettiness as it comes out. Yes, I will come and do these little edges later. So I didn't do the zooming. I knew I forgot something. And there we go. And let's shave. Yay. You can see it's super delicate and absolutely gorgeous. So this is the Skinner blend is simply with wisteria and white, with the wisteria pushed a lot into the white. I mean, you don't leave the white white. You want to get it, to get a little bit of the color in it. And you can shave until you get to the desired depth. There we go. And I think this is it. Now let's burnish it some more. What did I do with my mirrors? I had 3 mirrors ready here. Alright, and let me just slightly clean this a little bit. As I said, I'm not a very good... You've seen me struggle even with the metal cutters. It's just a matter of hand strength, but you know what I always tell you, if I can... Oh, I'll show you. I'll show you here. No. Let me finish this. You can hang them in different ways. Okay, so this will be the... And again, don't forget that you can do a little... Alright, so you can do it in different ways. You can hang it directly from here, and you see you have here, she's got a little direction thing that kind of shows you if you have a thin needle, you can go with it. If you don't have a thin needle, just follow the pattern where it goes, and it would be about here. So you go from this to here, and you can put a bigger jump ring and directly the ear wire. Another thing that you can do is to put one hole here, jump ring, and then a thin chain hanging from the ear wire. And of course, you can also hang it like this. One thing that you can do with this specific one, only with this cutter, let me get back out of zooming. So only with this specific cutter, what you can do if you want to make a summerish beachy thing, make this with orange and white, not orange and yellow. You can you saw how I stacked that Skinner blend. One thing you can do is to use a combination of one orange and white and one like 1/3 orange, 1/3 cadmium yellow mixed mix it well, and then do another one with the mix and the white, and then stack them one on top of the other until you get the proper thickness. And with the pearl white on top, this will look pretty much like an orange slice. As you can see, it does have orangey stuff on it. So here's ideas of 2 of these. You can try more of them because she's got like a bazillion of them. And only in this specific, in the trendy triangles, she's got, so she has this one, she has this one, and so these are the 40 millimeters trendy triangles. And then you have this one as well. With this one, I would recommend you do blue to white, but not completely white, okay? Also with a little bit of a bluish, and this will give you a very marine type look. So this will be really interesting. And then for whatever other you have, here's the plain cutter that's this shape. If you want to use any other kind of thing, and then you can also use this for an extra cutter if you want it smaller with these. But on all of them, on any of them that are like this, it would be good. Another thing you can do, you can put a different color here. This one also, you can hang it from here, but you can hang it like this. One of the things that I noticed comes up very pretty is if you do a lot of gold, you know, gold to like white pearl skinner blend, and then after you're done, after you're done with all these things, do not resin it, okay? You should not resin this, what I'm telling you. You have to sand it and buff it. But when you're completely done, put here a little round faux turquoise, and it will look like some Egyptian thing. You can do lapis, faux lapis. You can find it in the faux gemstones playlist, and it will look, as I said, like some ancient Egyptian artifact thingy. And of course, there are several. These are in not just one size, they are in many sizes that you can check. And yeah, have fun. Order them and have fun. I'm sure you will have fun. Okay? Thank you so much, and I hope you have a good next week, and I hope we are all safe and everybody's AC works and we don't have any issues. And don't forget about the wildlife around you, because if we are hot, they are hot too. Oh, and also you can use this one for the same type of effect. I forgot about this. Anyway, so I love you all. Thank you for being here with me, and have a great next week. Stay cool. Bye.